Welcome. Hi. Welcome to Abernathy's After Hours. I'm Becca.
I'm Red. This is our podcast.
Boom.
And we have a special guest today, Isabelle Doom or Miranda.
Hey.
Hello.
We're just gonna go back over minutes from last week's podcast.
I don't remember anything I said. My sister texted me and she was like, you had Scary Spice. And your American Girl doll's name was Felicity. And I was like, what in the fuck are you talking
She's correcting you on your memory of your own childhood via your podcast.
Yes. And then I was like, well, how long did you get? She's like, I only listened to half of it. And I was like, well, you were there.
It's only 20 minutes long.
You were there.
Plus I lived it, so.
Yeah.
What do we have for new shit?
New shit. This is my most favorite part about the shop. Today I unpacked our new shipment of Fox Blood. Super excited. Becca got some sweet drop crotch / MC Hammer joggers.
I was like, what are things that you want to lay around in your house in, but also could transition to wearing into the real world?
Joggers.
Yeah.
With a drop crotch.
Did you try them on at all?
I didn't. But I want to. They are so soft. Like everything in Fox Blood is soft. It's practically pajamas.
Yes.
So I'm excited. I am actually more excited. It's called the Fiona Henley dress. And it's the long sleeve. It kind of is like if you could think of a dress that's like long underwear.
Yeah, it looks like thermal underwear.
Yeah. It's not thermal material. It's still that like really bouncy, like almost jersey knit material that Fox Blood is known for. But it has like 6 buttons or so down the front, so you can show a little sleeve, get a little fancy. But they have it paired with hats and belts and shoes.
Which we have some of those now.
Yes. So we got Collective the other day.
Yes.
With the hats and the belts.
All the hats and the belts. And we got a robe, which Miranda has.
Love it.
Yeah.
It's the Bathory robe. So it's really pretty.
Very pretty.
I want to try that on.
It's long and flowy.
I feel like it would make you move in slow motion a little.
Just like,
Yeah, you feel like a dark countess.
yeah, just wandering your house. Yeah.
We got new, you have to talk about it because I really don't know that much about it yet. The it's called Wildly America?
Wildly American, I think.
Wildly American.
I think.
Because it's American made.
Yes, so American made. And I got body oil, unscented body oil, which I thought was great. It's kind of in like a pump bottle. And then we have...
I feel like you could probably use that in your hair if you wanted to.
I don't know. I would need to look... Maybe. It might leave like... Your hair might get a little buildy.
Okay.
I don't know. And because it's like all natural ingredients and stuff, so possibly. And then we also got a beauty oil, which is more meant for your face. Like I started doing that gua sha stone thing.
What is
It's
that?
that weird like jade looking stone.
The roller ball?
I have a roller ball. It's great. But no, it's like this stone and it's like flat and it's kind of curvy and you use it to like rub against your face and it's a form of like acupuncture massage and it makes puffiness and water retention go away.
So you always joke about this, but you are becoming Death Becomes Her.
I love it. I'm for it. Yeah, that's fine. But I need to sit up and wear one of those face tighteners at night.
Like you're sleeping like in a sling.
Yeah, sitting straight up. But yeah, I use that. So the oil is good for that. And then hydration and stuff. And then we got whipped sugar soap scrub.
Which people are so confused by. They're like, wait a minute, whipped soap. And I'm like,
literally soap that's whipped.
It's kind of like halfway between the texture of a solid and a liquid. Is kind of the way I've been describing it to people. But how would you describe it?
I mean, it's like you took a bar of soap and you put a blender to it, and it got kind of frothy. And because it's a solid. But then when you start rubbing, it has sugar in it, and it's super. I've been using it. I stole one, the lavender one.
Lavender's good.
And it smells so good. But so the scents are amazing.
So you used it on your body or mostly on your hands?
I used it mostly on my hands.
Okay.
Because my hands are of an 80-year-old woman.
We're all very dry right
Yeah,
now. I feel like you can hear it on the podcast.
But I used that on my hands and it worked pretty good. I actually used it on my tattoo too. And I did have to add a little bit of moisture afterwards, but I think you should be doing that this season.
Yes,
anyways.
yeah, after any kind of soap.
So,
really.
And then I got cold pressed soaps as well, and they all smell really good. My sister just picked up the matcha one. I'm excited to see what it's like
And they're based out of Richmond, Virginia.
Yeah.
Richmond, Virginia.
Virginia.
I like gotta say it like that.
Yeah,
Like
sure.
a Colonel. Virginia.
Everyone speaks like that.
That's 100% accurate.
So,
I had
excited.
something kind of cool happen today, or not today, but this week. I did my first virtual shopping tour with a buyer in California. This woman, she has a vintage clothing store. It's called Crush Vintage, if you want to follow her on Instagram. But she is in Napa Valley, California, which I'm like, they're known for their wine and their vineyards and stuff. She's like, you know, Napa, like wine. She like, we were on a Facebook video call. She took me outside, like out the front door of her shop is a vineyard.
That's amazing.
It was so cool.
But that's beautiful.
Yeah,
Moving.
it was
Abernathy is relocating.
Pack it up.
Yes, let's go.
But it was so cool, and she's like, I'm sure there are great things about Iowa too, and I was like, I can't think of any right
Well, we
now.
had a person literally smoking crack outside today.
But she
That's
bought, we have an estate that we are going through, so I have all this stuff in my house. So I set up a tripod and showed her stuff for the store, and I mailed her a big box of stuff earlier today.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a
That's
really
super
cool
exciting.
experience though,
Yeah.
to do like virtual shopping. Just held things up and was like, this is this.
Do you like it?
You and I? Yes, no. So if you want a virtual shopping tour,
Just hit us up, I guess. We're doing those now.
we can do it. We can do anything, turns out. Podcast, run a store, whatever.
Yeah, we're running the world. I did put in our cart some new socks.
Mm.
I feel like they're going over really well.
Please
so.
tell me you restocked the socks that say, I'd fuck me.
For sure.
I'm so glad that was everybody's favorite.
And you know, men's favorites.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
You kind of have to say it in that little creepy, like,
I'd
fuck me.
Weird little boy.
I can't remember who it was, but somebody was like, all men have done that. Like, kind of insinuating.
the tuck.
Dance,
They
the
tuck.
tucking like.
They're like, if anybody has ever said they haven't, they're lying.
I've witnessed it.
Fuck me. What other kind of styles did you put in there for socks?
I really like the ones that said. Well, my sister was like, you got to get the ones that say butts.
I
was like, oh, for
they're
sure.
very Tina, like from
Yeah,
Bob's
just-
Burgers.
Butts, they're pink. They're
Okay.
cool. And then one it said, body by beer.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was kind of good for the holidays.
Yeah.
But a lot of people Christmas shopping.
Yeah.
Like trying to get in.
People are so on it.
I am not.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Nobody's getting shit this year. Sorry.
Good luck. I did buy one. I thrifted a little bit today, and I did buy one Christmas gift. So I'm feeling like accomplished.
Done.
Yeah.
For the year.
I've been using eBay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd still eBay.
How old
I'm
are
like,
you?
what's on eBay?
Yeah,
anymore?
what?
But it's a lot
Literally
of new
everything.
products too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Huh. eBay's website looks old.
Yeah, it's pretty outdated, but I still like it.
I am trying to sell something on eBay right now, and the notifications every time somebody bids on something of yours, you get the cha-ching
That's
sound.
a misleading.
Oh, but it's so good. It sets off, I think, some kind of chemical in my brain, like endorphins or serotonin or dopamine. I'm like, oh yes,
Money.
Woo! Ching. So let's get into the meat of the podcast.
The meat, the goods.
or the veggie patty.
Oh, okay.
Real
Pause
quick
for a
though.
second. Culver's has a veggie patty.
Okay, I was at Culver's today.
Did you eat it?
No, I haven't been to Culver's, and seriously, like, when we went to Culver's one time when Kmart closed on the west end of Davenport. That's how long
40
it's been.
years ago.
Yeah, that's how long it was.
It's okay.
Okay, I saw a picture of it. It looked real green.
It
Oh.
wasn't. It's like
No.
very beigey.
Oh,
but
okay.
it's just kind of like, it's a veggie patty. I don't know if I'd order. I'm not hungry for it right now. And veggie patties.
Okay,
I'm
let me
in
tell you
on.
about them Burger King Impossible
I'm
Whopper
not
though.
gonna do
You had one?
Oh, it is so good. It is.
Is it?
It is the best
Oh, it's
of the.
not.
I am here to. You just said you haven't had one. Okay,
eat a
then
little
you
bit of
are.
it. I had a bite of an Impossible Burger and I did not like it.
Okay, it is so good. It is like I was for sure there for a second. I was like, there will be a lawsuit, 5, 10 years from now that's like Impossible Burgers are actually meat. Like, that's how good it is. And not to say that meat is good and that, like, maybe then I should just eat meat if I want things to taste like meat. But sometimes you do have those instinctual, like, nah, that sounds good right now.
Yeah.
So, but the Impossible Whopper from Burger King is where it's at.
I like their veggie burger now. I'm real pissed that it's gone.
Do they not have it anymore?
Because they just have that stupid
Just try it.
fake meat. No!
The only veggie burger I've ever had is the Morningstar Spicy Bean.
I like
Those
that
are pretty
one.
good.
Those are really yummy. I enjoy eating
The
them.
Griller's Original is good. Also, they make a quarter pounder, and it has like a little perforated edge. I don't like when they try super hard to make it look like meat.
Okay with that. I eat meat. I love veggie burgers. I don't want my veggie stuff to look like meat.
I kind
I
of like
think
when
it's
you bite into it and you see the vegetables it's made
Yes.
out of.
Yeah.
Love that. Sippy's in downtown Davenport is like that. But I don't know.
Central Standard has a good one too.
I've not been there.
They're great fries.
We are going to get into the meat and potatoes of the podcast.
Everyone, Miranda.
Hey!
Hello, guys.
Miranda, aka Isabelle Doom. How does it feel to have an alias?
I don't know.
It's
I've
like
never had one before.
An artist surname.
Ooh, that sounds so fancy.
I mean, it's kind of nice to hide behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, especially because what I do is kind of unconventional and probably really,
Controversy.
yeah, possibly controversial to some people because it deals with religious statues.
Isn't it weird though? Because they're just like plastic fucking tchotchkes.
Yeah.
that people would have bought at like the Hallmark store, or even lesser than like a Dollar General.
Well, that's the thing too. It's like I thrift them. They're discarded,
Yeah.
unwanted.
I mean, you're the one that threw away Jesus before I painted him to look like a...
Listen,
Yeah.
Barb, okay?
Yeah.
Before you want to bring it up with Isabelle Doom.
So tell us about how Isabelle Doom started.
Well, I started actually painting kindness rocks for the QC. I was doing that for a little while as kind of like a coping mechanism for my anxiety and depression. And then one day in one of the QC Rocks groups, someone shared a photo of people repainting thrifted statues. And I was like, I could do that.
What are the
But-
statues that they looked like? What did the people that shared it in this group, what did those statues look like?
They were like angel statues, but they were done up to look spooky,
Okay.
And I was like, I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna put corpse paint on these fuckers and see how it looks. And I did my first one and I was like, I'm onto something here. These are cool as shit. I mean, I want one. I'm sure other people would, and then I just kind of rolled with the macabre feel on top of that.
What would you say, okay, so obviously like your inspiration comes from like metal music,
Yeah.
right? What would you say your favorite band that wears like corpse paint is?
Well, the corpse paint comes from Norwegian black metal. And I'd have to say my favorite Norwegian black metal band is Emperor. They're my favorite.
So do you like listen to music while you paint it, or is that part like kind of irrelevant to you now?
Well, sometimes I do it in complete silence because it's just like easier for me. It's, I can just relax and paint. But yeah, sometimes I'll blare like inspirational tunes like Immortal and Emperor. And
Do you usually use photos to go off of, or is it kind of like, do you want it to have like an organic, whatever you're feeling, like in the minute kind of?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, do the statues speak to you? Like, tell you what they...
yeah, like based on like, because their faces are so tiny. So I can't put every little detail I would want to on like a specific band like style corpse paint. So sometimes I have to just kind of work with their face and do it how it works with their face.
Like what the statue kind of tells you to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes, like, I really like to do Abernathy from Immortal's face paint because I think it just looks cool as shit. and I think it's pretty popular, and people who know black metal know his face paint.
I like any of the ones that look like King Diamond.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes.
Yeah, people really like that too. Like, I think that's probably the more popular one. But to be honest, I do more original corpse paint than I do like actual band members from the genre.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So what's like the process, like starting with like how you go and find everything?
Well, I go to the thrift store and I basically just look for statues that I find appealing and that I would like to paint, kind of dark and macabre, and that's basically all there is to that.
So when you get them home, do
You've said in the past that you have to like store that. You have an apartment. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't have like a storage unit or a studio.
Oh yeah, there's
So-
statues all over my house really until I can get them down to the shop and get them sold.
Every time I go to the thrift store now, I'm like, I see a potential, like a little, like, whoa, how would Miranda re-envision this? Like,
The thing is it's all usually it's pretty much the same with every statue, but it's different because every statue is different. So I'm able to use the same style on every statue, but it's always going to be a different statue no matter what.
I don't know how many times we've done this, but I always feel like I really like the ones where you incorporate where it's broken or
Yeah.
something is like out of place about it, and I feel like you kind of play up on it.
Oh yeah, it's always like if there's an arm or something, a finger broken off of a statue, that's automatically like a limb that has been chopped off. It's just gonna be gushing blood.
But I feel like it kind of like incorporates a certain amount of like storytelling
Yeah.
in it, like immediately.
Yeah.
I think that the first time we met you, you brought in a nativity scene that you painted, and one of the three wise men, I think, his head was off.
Yeah, I got the set and I got it at Goodwill, so it was all taped up, and I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna get this. I don't care what condition it's in, I'm gonna destroy it anyway. So got it home and saw that one of the three wise men's heads was broken, and I was like, well, this is a severed head now. We're gonna make this work. So, yeah.
What's your favorite statue that you've done so far?
Oh man, that's a hard one because I honestly like doing the women. Like the women in pretty dresses and making them really dark and spooky, you know, just like that Elizabeth Bathory type of feel, like she's done something terrible. Like she's splattered in blood, she's dark, she's macabre, you know, and I don't know. I like painting the pretty dresses.
I liked the mine are mostly the ones that are most attracted to are the women too, which is
Yeah.
kind of funny, but I liked my first communion. I thought that was pretty good. And then my other two were the Crimson Ghost face that were the
Yeah.
plaques of Mary, and I'm so mad at myself that I did not just get them.
I feel like you need a really big one, like
Do a
good
big one.
size.
Yeah, for Christmas.
Yeah,
There you go.
there
That'll
we
be your
go.
Christmas gift.
Yeah, what's your favorite?
I like the music boxes.
Yeah, I
They're
like
my
those
favorite.
too.
Yeah.
Or ones that have multiple pieces that kind of feel like they interact or like have
Yeah.
a little bit more of that storytelling. Like,
Yeah.
I like those.
Yeah.
So, what else was on our list?
Well, I mean, so we have Isabelle Doom, but we hired Miranda.
There are two
So,
separate
two
people.
separate
There's-
people.
Alter ego.
So, I guess, I don't know, tell us about you. Let people, like, because we talk enough about ourselves. We want to know about you. Like, where'd you grow
I
up?
think we could talk a little bit more about
Later. We'll have a full episode of just Becca. But,
That'd be a good
tell us
one.
where you grew up and, like, I don't know, your mom and dad and your
Well, I was
siblings.
born and raised in Iowa,
You and
Yeehaw!
girl. Our girl.
corn-fed.
City folks just don't get it.
No. But yeah, so that's exciting, and I don't know. I have two sisters. I was raised by a single mom, and she ended up moving us out to Buffalo. So I was also a little river rat for a while.
Woohoo! We know about that too.
Yeah,
For instance.
Yeah.
yeah. The well water's a little sketchy.
You get used to it.
Yeah.
I like it. I prefer it.
I like my water a little tangy.
A little minerally.
Yeah.
You gotta
Tastes
switch
like
it around first.
I mean, if this tells you anything about Buffalo, just the other day, I was reading through one of my police, like QC police scanner things, and someone posted that like 8:50 p.m. a Buffalo resident calls the police to claims he saw a UFO, and it's just like it was definitely not surprising whatsoever. So
Nope, that adds up.
So yeah, grew up. I was born and raised in Davenport. Moved out to Buffalo when I was about 5th grade, and stayed out there until I was 19, and I left.
Did you do any art as a kid?
Not really, no. I was always more into music. I started playing guitar when I was 12.
That's
and
so cool.
I never got really good because soon after that I got into boys. That
And they
ruined my
poisoned-
fucking life.
Everything.
But I got pretty decent, and I still like to play. I still like to jam around a little bit, but yeah, I didn't really.
Abernathy's a band coming soon.
Jesus.
That would be
That
fun.
would be actually really funny. That's, maybe. Who
We'll
knows?
tour.
When this doesn't work out.
Yeah, that's our
I was
next
gonna say,
thing.
This
Yeah.
podcast doesn't take off straight to the music
Straight
career.
to music.
You know, it's great to start in your mid-30s.
A band. Perfect. Great.
When you were a kid, you said you played guitar, but you weren't into art. Did you idolize artists or people in the music world? Because your art is based
Yeah,
off
music
of
related.
music.
Yeah,
so-
true. I actually have always loved art. I've just never been an artist in like the traditional sense. But like my favorite types of artists are like surrealism and
I always feel like there's such this barrier to like fine art. Well, like there's a barrier between like an art that you would see in the museum and something that's attainable for like you to do, you know. But I think it all comes in like different shapes and forms.
Yeah, sure.
Like whether it be like, I don't know. Even I honestly sometimes I'll look at somebody's like Instagram and the way it's curated is like art.
yeah.
You know?
Oh, for sure.
I feel
I mean,
like
as long as it's aesthetically pleasing to someone, right?
Heck
Is
yeah.
it called art?
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
But so you said you had 2 siblings.
Yeah.
Are they into art?
Yeah, my
Or-
oldest sister, Stephanie, she was painting rocks with me when I first started painting rocks. We started it together. And then when I ventured off into the Isabelle Doom thing, she decided to start doing her own little projects, and she does like some dark art too herself.
still trying to convince her to bring stuff into the shop to sell.
Yeah, man. You hear that?
Get after it.
So yeah, she does that. She does a couple little side things that she does, and then my little sister Sarah's a photographer. And
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's all family. Like,
Yeah.
all do stuff.
yeah, so I mean, it's in the family. My mom was an artist. I guess my mom was a photographer, and she loves to decorate. So she's very like artsy in her own way and crafty. She often used to make like our household decorations when we were younger.
Oh, that's
Like
cool.
she'd go to Hobby Lobby and get like, flowers and make her own little decorations to put on the walls and things like that, and like wreaths and stuff.
That's giving me a flashback to something I saw at the Goodwill today. It was like a stencil from the 90s to like make your own wallpaper. Did your mom ever do this?
Yeah.
Oh, I had sponge painted walls.
My Aunt Kathy did that.
And the picture, I honestly should have photographed it because it was horrendous. The woman's got like white hair, huge glasses, and then this like high ruffled she looks like she's wearing colonial garb.
Oh.
And this thing's from the 90s, and she's stenciling apples on the wall.
Oh, you know what?
On the furniture.
I'm
on
pretty
the
sure a
ceiling
family
fan.
member did apples. And we were just
Yeah.
talking about how like moms from our generation, it was
They
like
love apples.
tiny chefs.
My mom had those.
Sea creatures in your bathroom. Like it's just
Yeah.
it's so very literal. We don't have to do that anymore, everybody. We
No.
don't have to. But what did you say the other day?
It's just a white person thing to put the name of the room in the room, like a big sign that says kitchen.
Yeah, but also to tell you what you should do in that room, like eat,
Pantry.
sleep.
I'm not like,
I want that one.
Here's where we poop.
Yeah. My sister has asked for Christmas. She's like, if you can find this in a print, I want it. But it's for your bathroom, and it has a skeleton with like toilet paper in its hands, and it says, "Your butt napkins, my lord." I was like, okay, that's pretty good. That's
Melina
fine.
does have a sign in the bathroom at Odd Betty's, and it says, "If duties be cray, please use the spray." I'm like, I'm not into
Okay.
hanging signs about my bathroom in my bathroom, but if I was going to,
It'd be about
that may be the
your
one.
stank. Yeah.
Oh, I got a second piece to our new bathroom decoration. That's going to be our haunted Annabelle doll recreation.
No one. That's how we keep y'all out of our bathroom.
This is the project that no one asked for.
This whole podcast, actually.
So yeah, it's going to be extra haunted. My brother-in-law was like, "Don't fuck around with that shit," and I was like, "You know, it's not haunted, right?"
Yeah, like it's not the real one.
It would cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
Tell us about Victor a little bit. Let's see.
Well, Victor is my 6-year-old son, and he is pretty unusual for a child. He's also just a boy.
Yeah.
He's wild.
Energetic.
You know.
Yeah. We have play dates with my son Knox, and it's really funny because
You may be able to hear them
Yeah,
going on
you're-
right now.
there's
Yeah.
4 of them downstairs. We've made them go to the basement. But you probably hear them. Knox is 4 and Victor's 6, but Knox looks like a baby compared to Victor because he's so tall.
Yeah, Victor is 4'3".
Yeah.
And
What?
Knox is-
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, he's gonna be as tall as Joe. Joe's what, 11?
Yeah.
Yeah, Victor very well, my mom is 6'3",
Oh, okay.
and her dad was 6'5", 6'6"-ish, and we are just kind of a tall family, so he definitely caught that gene. And
Yeah, kid's huge.
yeah, he's pretty bright. He's a very articulate
he
little
talks
boy.
like an adult. Yeah. And
Yeah.
it like throws me off a little
When we were
bit.
at dinner, it was
He was like, "You got a pretty nice place here."
Really nice place you got here. Yeah, he is.
He talks like a tiny little old maid.
Yeah, he
it's
is.
pretty funny.
Well, he hangs out. He's an only child, so he hangs out with
He's in an
adult
world.
Yeah, he's in
Yeah.
an adult world all the time, almost everywhere he goes. Especially now that he's not in school, he's not really around children, except for when we have our play dates.
Yeah, well, and Knox is an adult world
too.
100% of the time as
also.
well. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's not as they're not little kids.
No, they're
Tiny people.
Yeah.
What an interesting group of humans they will be.
that's I know, right? Like I'm excited. I have high hopes for them. I really
Yeah,
do.
they'll be fine.
I have such high hopes for their generation.
So, how did you hear about us, and why did you apply for the job?
Well, I heard about you guys when you opened up your first store. And you guys were probably open for a little while before I actually made it down there. But we went in and I loved the store. I thought it was great.
It was a piece of shit.
I just liked, it was something so different. Like I went down and thought it was something different, something that the QC needed, especially for alternative, unique people and for people.
You know what blows me away is like every time people come in and they're like, "This shop belongs in like Portland," or "Oh, this shop would be great in Austin or Chicago." New Orleans have been getting a lot lately, which
Yeah.
makes me super excited to go to New Orleans.
Yeah.
But I'm like, no, this shop is like 100% Quad Cities.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's you guys.
Also,
It's
people were
great.
like, this is just what the Quad Cities needed. And we're like, we've been open for 7 years.
Where were you 7 years ago?
Yeah. But thank you.
But I think that I think that is kind of always been the mentality is like, okay, you want to create really cool stuff, like you have to go to Chicago to sell it. Or you have
Yeah.
to go to Portland to be able to
Yeah.
do this for a living, or like,
You don't.
yeah.
You just, like, it literally took a thought.
Yeah.
A thought and then a little bit of work to do it.
A
and
little
then,
bit of stick with itness.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then
Which we're going to bottle soon and sell on the black market.
capitalize on that. Stick with this.
But like, I think people in the Quad Cities just needed an outlet to be like, oh, this does exist here.
Yeah.
Like to be able to look at something and see themselves in it
Yeah.
a little bit.
I
You
mean,
can
we deserve
open-
it.
yeah.
The Quad Cities deserves cool
Hells
shit. So
yes. Yeah.
let's try to do that.
Yeah.
So you applied for the job. We posted the job, and then you were just like, "Fuck yes, this is the coolest place in the whole entire world, and I love them so much." Or
Well, we first started our relationship when I gave you guys the nativity scene because I'd heard that you guys just opened, or you guys had been open for a little while, but I hadn't been down.
Yeah. Had opened that year.
Yeah. And
It was right. I remember when you brought that nativity scene in right after also that shirt got stolen from us. And you
Yeah.
had mentioned that you were like, that thing got stolen from you, and you guys had the flood, and like,
yeah.
here,
And
this is for you. And I was like, that never happens. That's so sweet. Like,
my table was overflowing as well.
I gotta
It's
get
like,
rid
which
of
business can get
with statues, but yeah, like I was like, you know what? I was like, these girls definitely deserve something. Their place is cool as shit. Hopefully they like it. And that's when you were like, you should sell these.
Which I'm like, normally when people, if people were gonna come in and give us something that they make, I'm like, I kind of feel like there's a natural progression of like where the conversation's gonna go. Like, oh, well, actually, I sell these, and maybe you'd be interested in this. But like when I said to Miranda, you should sell these, she was like in shock. Like,
Yeah, I was like, what?
I was like, you're telling me this is not the first idea that popped into your head? Like,
Yeah, and I think I even told you, like, I'll think about that. Like, you know, in an optimistic way, but I was just like, is this something I can really put out there and something people would really be interested, or would it be like a total waste of time?
And that time that time you came in after that, like you had, we'd kind of talked about like how to price things and stuff, and you had created these amazing notes that were like how much time you'd spend on things and how
Yeah.
you had valued like your creativity in each piece. I'm like, it takes so long to become intentional about like what you're worth.
Yeah.
And what your creativity is worth, and
Yeah.
like you did such a great job of that, and that I feel like was such an like this girl's got it fucking going kind of moment.
Yeah, I just try to be organized, really, and I wanted to make it as easy as possible for you guys because I was like,
appreciate that. Appreciate that a lot.
But yeah, so I was consigning for a little while, and then y'all posted you needed some help, and I was like, all right, let's try this out.
I could do that.
Yeah. And of course, you guys messaged me back.
We had to. We had a great interview with you, and you're like the one person that just kept sticking to me and being like, dude, I think she's just like really, she's just gonna click.
Yeah.
It's gonna work out.
Yeah.
Like, not even on like a, business level, but like a personal level. I was
Yeah.
like, I just think that she's good people.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Genuine.
we're like, I think we're all, on the same level. Our maturity level, values, and things like that add up.
Well, and it's like with a small business like ours, it's like more than inviting somebody to come be like, oh, you can come work here. Like, we really
yeah.
almost have to invite somebody into like, oh, you're a part of like my family
Yeah,
now.
you
Yeah.
have to ask that person to invest a little bit, not only into the shop, but into our families and our
Yeah.
like social things, and
Yeah.
and then also be able to, do Abernathy's proud. Like, I'm glad that you're a part of Abernathy's, and you're a
Man, I wear
mascot for it.
Abernathy's proud every day. I love working with Abernathy's, and I love working with you guys.
Yay!
We like you too.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
The last thing I wanted to ask was, what is like a future goal with Abernathy's, but more importantly, what is a future goal with Isabelle Doom?
For Abernathy's, I'd love to stay with Abernathy's as long as I can. I'd like to always be a part of you guys and help you guys no matter what. Even if that means I have to move on, I still want to be there, like vending with you guys or just like helping with events you guys are having at the shop or something like that. Like, I want to be involved with Abernathy's. And if there ever came a time where you guys maybe expanded,
That's only.
I'd like to go full time at Abernathy.
All right, fine. We'll keep that in.
But for Isabelle Doom, I don't have real major goals for Isabelle Doom aside from I just want to vend Isabelle Doom
You
at...
had mentioned that when we interviewed you,
You
and
can
I was
do
like,
it.
I really, really appreciated that, and I think that that's honestly a very realistic goal, and a goal that I feel like really takes your business to the next level.
Yeah.
Well, like, if not necessarily like, oh, it's a benchmark, but I think it's something that you feel like I think you would.
Yeah.
It's like
It would like,
Well-
it's like every time you vend and you make like just even a little bit of money, you're like, fucking did it.
Yeah.
Fucking did it, and it kind of lights a little bit of fire in your
Yeah.
butt to just keep moving on.
Yeah. Well, I think Isabelle Doom would be perfect at like a festival. Like the one I'm specifically looking at is Full Terror Assault, which is like a 3-day death metal fest in Central Illinois, and it's just it's badass as fuck. I've never been there. I want to go, and I'd like my first time to be vending Isabelle Doom.
that would be
That
super
was
cool.
our
And-
Riot Fest, right?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
jump into it. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah, man. And, you know, I know some people that work with the Full Terror Assault and have talked me through it and said it's totally doable. I can do it. So I think it's definitely in the cards soon. Probably
It's there.
probably not next year because who knows where this COVID thing's going to be, but definitely within the next couple of years, I'll probably be doing that.
You'll do it. They're gonna make you do it.
Yeah.
I want you
said
guys to
it
come
now.
with.
I remember having these moments going, the first Ozfest I ever went to, I was like 18 years old. And I don't know if it was like when we vend Riot Fest in Chicago, which is like a great, awesome, I guess I would call it like punk or alternative festival.
Cool.
But they make you rent a certain kind of tent. Like we normally have a black and white striped tent, matches all our shit. But like we had to rent a tent. But at Ozfest, they have to rent these tents, and they look like old-timey circus sideshow tents. Like a super high steep
Oh, that's
point
amazing.
up.
That's cool.
And they have like the pointed, like almost pendant kind of sides down the, or points down the side. And I remember seeing those tents, and I was like, oh, I want to do that.
You know what's really funny is that when I would go to like concert festivals and stuff, I would always go to, I'd be in the vendors most of the time and be like, I so badly just want to sell stuff.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Out of a tent.
is it that we just want to be carnies?
Maybe down with that for a little bit.
I can operate a tilt-a-whirl.
Dear Tay.
Don't fancy it up. But yeah, I think that Isabelle Doom would be great at a metal music festival. I think that
It's something different.
I think that's totally attainable.
Yeah.
So let's fucking make it happen, dude.
So we have this new awesome segment idea. It's going to be called Burning Questions that somebody actually has asked.
Ah,
Yes.
it's not a burning question that no one asked. Someone's actually
Someone's
asking.
actually asking it. So Miranda kind of like introduced the idea, and I'm really excited about it. And eventually, we're gonna have people like you be able to be a part
You.
of the Abernathy's
The one listening to this podcast right
You,
now.
at home in your car. But you guys can be a part of the Abernathy's podcast as well. So we're gonna have a form that you can fill out with any question that you want, and we'll answer it. I thought it'd be cool. So Miranda, let's kick it off. What do you got?
I have a few questions, but I think I'm going to ask this one tonight. What, if you could travel to any time in history, where would you go?
That's hard.
Is this to both of us?
Yes.
We both get to answer. I think I would want to be in Egypt, like during ancient Egyptian times.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about that is so fascinating to me. I'm going to go to Africa at some point in my life, the motherland. But Egypt specifically, I'm like, something there is
That'd be
like
so intense.
mystical,
Yeah.
or I don't know, just to see or feel or experience what that time would have been like. I think would be really cool. So not the architecture,
Oh,
all
yeah.
all that stuff is super fascinating to me. So yeah.
I don't know.
Well, you better come up with something good
I'm
now.
gonna come up with something. 'Cause you said that really fast. Like,
Well, you know
Jeez.
what? I don't know if I've ever thought that or said that out loud, but like it was like kind of.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's like attractive to me? I don't know. You know what? Like probably like the 70s or 80s, just to go see all the fucking bands. All
Yeah.
the music.
Woodstock.
The music and stuff, yeah, that came out of that era. And then being able, like, so if I traveled there, do I have to live through the rest of it, or do I get to, like, come back home?
You can come back home.
You're
Like,
like,
if I
I'm
did-
gonna bounce out around 85
Yeah,
or so.
like, around the time when it starts going downhill.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think mostly for, like, the music and the aesthetic,
Yeah.
I think I would like to go to, like, 70s and 80s, which kind of seems lame, but that's where all the really great music came from. So
That's kind of true.
True.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to be in
I-
California, like San Francisco or LA or.
yeah.
I mean, I'd have to make it for Jimmy.
Yeah.
I'd have to see Jimi Hendrix.
Just zip on back for a second, come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, that's just a taste of like what I want the burning questions.
What do you want to hear us blab on about for no reason?
It could be quick or long, whatever.
You can ask us at shopabernathy's.com. I'm gonna have to get on that tomorrow.
That would be good.
Get on it.
Get on. Yeah, and and if you're in the store, I think you should be able to just be like, hey, give me a piece of paper. I want to write down a question.
Yeah, we could reutilize our donation box that has the.
The thumbs
Rosa-
up Jesus.
Oh yeah, that was the thumbs up Jesus. He got his thumb broken off. I think he had his hands out like this, and his hands got
That's
broken
why
off.
he's thumbs up.
So it's just thumbs up Jesus. We'll get the thumbs up Jesus out, and we'll get the donation box, but instead of money, you can put slips of paper and ask us questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're forced to listen to this because you don't know when your question's going to be.
Ooh, when will it air? Will it air?
And that's
next
how
week?
we get you.
Next week? Who knows?
All right, I guess that's it.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yes.
Thanks, Miranda.
Thank you, Miranda. We appreciate you. We appreciate Isabelle Doom.
Yeah.
And thanks for being on Abernathy's After Hours.
Heck yeah. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Okay, bye. We'll see you next week. Ish.
Meh.